REST API are some of the most widely used on the planet. Study shows that for every 10 APIs created, 11 are REST. But why did REST become so popular? And why is it winning the Game of Thrones of the APIs? To understand that, we first need to look at its main competitors. Starting with Simple Object Access Protocol, aka SOAP. Yeah, when your opponent goes by SOAP, you start to see why REST is whoopee saw asses in the API world. Back in 2000s, SOAP was the alpha wolf in the pack, dominating the API market for big companies. In short, it is something the corporation loves. It added bureaucracy to the requests. SOAP gives control to you about which part of the request should be encrypted. For example, you could encrypt the header but leave the body visible. But here's the kicker. It only supports XML for data transference, and just requiring XML is a huge red flag. I mean, it's 2025 guys, who the hell still uses XML in the API requests? Still, at the time it was actually considered a good feature. Also, SOAP was known for being more secure, because the extra control it gave you about how messages must be sent. But in a world where data leak are basically a weekly event, you might be wondering, if it was so secure, why did it die? And well, to answer this, let me show you two pictures. Here's a request via REST API, and here's a request via SOAP API. And because SOAP forces XML, its requests are not only heavier, they're also much slower, and that was what killed SOAP. Next up, we have a strong REST competitor, GraphQL. GraphQL APIs are insanely flexible compared to REST. REST look like a grandpa compared to it, and the reason for this is because GraphQL allow you to ask only for what you will need to use, unlike REST, where if you want a name, you might be forced to fetch the entire object. So why GraphQL is not the king of the APIs? The answer is very simple: laziness. GraphQL is faster and efficient, but it's also more annoying to set up it properly. That's why it is mostly used in API shared by multiple front-end apps, where the flexibility really shines. And last but not least, meet the new kid in the block, gRPC, the protocol that is stealing hearts on the API land. And here's how it works. You first define a schema using a file named .protocol. Think of it like a menu. Both the sides, client and server, need to know the menu before placing the server order. Once the structure is defined, the communication starts. So it's like a REST and GraphQL combination, right? But here's where gRPC really shines. It is fast as fuck. Seriously, REST is like a beat-up Volkswagen compared to gRPC. And there are two main reasons about why it is so fast. The first one is that gRPC converts the data into binaries before it sends. So with a smaller payload, the data transfer will be faster. And come on, what is easier to read than binaries? The second reason is because it uses HTTP2. Wait, you didn't know that HTTP had a sequel? But in short, HTTP2 is faster because it allows multiple requests in the same connection. Besides this, it supports binary files and has a lot of other performance features that I won't list here, mainly because of laziness. But of course, every tech has a catch. With gRPC, the catch is that it is just a pain to use on web. And while HTTP2 is awesome, it is not supported by all providers yet. So if you are deploying your app in a random capacity server run by 3 farmers, you probably will have a bad time. So to sum it up, you need flexibility, go with GraphQL. If you need raw speed with a little bit of less flexibility, you can go with gRPC. If you want to control the encryption, loves XML and is a masochist, you can try SOAP. Now if you need something simple and easy to set up, then the old REST has you covered. Seriously, REST is so simple that I'm pretty sure that my cat could build an API if I ask him nicely. And by the way, this is the reason that REST is winning the API war. But anyway, that was the video. If you enjoyed to watch it, drop a like and I'll see you in the next video.